The global intern fell asleep, but it looks like we still got God Goku's EZA details. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We have the details for the Phy God Goku's EZA. So we'll be breaking down everything you need to know about this unit's EZA, as well as some other upcoming content in Dokkan Battle. So let's go ahead and let's start with the Phy God Goku's EZA. Stay tuned to the end for a surprise reveal. So let's start here. We do have their translations here, thanks to, I believe this came from our Discord, but I believe the origination was on Reddit, but we have our translations here for the God Goku's EZA. So starting with the Super Saiyan God form, right? He's still got his 200% lead, so no changes there, but his super attack effect is now greatly raising attack defense and causing immense damage to the opponent, right? So an increase to that 50% raise on his attack defense. So really, really nice. I mean, he was a stacker before, but he was a slow stacker, so this really does help. Entrance animation activates once only when there are 6 or more superclass allies on the team. So remember, he wants that full superclass turn. Team. For 6 turns from the start of turn, he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type. Fizz excluded 2 Fizz key spheres, plus an additional 10% chance to evade enemy's attack and launches an additional super attack. So for 6 turns, he'll have 10% evasion on top of the rest of his evasion, right? Now, for 1 turn from the start of turn, he has 50% damage reduction. Base effect includes key 2, an attack and defense 200%, and a 30% chance of evading enemy's attack. So 40% on that initial turn, right? Or on those initial 6 turns. When attacking, he has 100% attack and defense. When key is 12 or more, attack 100%. With 3 or more key spheres obtained, or with 2 or more key spheres obtained when attacking in the 3rd slot, he gets attack defense 100% and chance of evading enemy's attack 30%. So in the 3rd slot with 2 key spheres, or regularly with 3 key spheres, he has, a 60% chance to dodge, plus an additional 10% for the first 6 turns. So he has, what is that? 70% dodge for 6 turns. With 6 or more key spheres obtained, or 4 key spheres when attacking in the 3rd slot, he has an additional super attack. He has guard, and he gives superclass allies 30% attack defense and an additional 24 realm of gods, while also giving effective against getting effective against all types. So very, very nice there. And again, that's with 6 key spheres obtained, or with 4 in the 3rd slot. So I do like that, knowing that he doesn't link with the AGL God Goku, they give you a little help there if you got to float him off, which is nice. Now, after launching 4 or more super attacks in battle, he has a permanent attack 100% boost and an additional 10% evasion. So basically what that means, right? So once you hit your 4 attacks, which you're likely to do on turn 2 based on the kit I'm seeing here with the additional attacks he's got built in, right? So by your 2nd appearance, you will have, right, what do you got? 30 for the 3 key spheres, right? So 60 there, plus 10, 70, 80, so 80% dodge. So that's pretty darn good. So I'm liking what I'm seeing with his base form. Now, what I'm really curious to see is how they handled his Super Saiyan form, because the Super Saiyan, there used to be no reason to transform into him. So let's see how they handle that. So it's a transmission Kamehameha for the super attack effect. He massively raises attack and greatly raises defense for the turn. For 1 turn, causes immense damage to the opponent and has a great chance of stunning an enemy. So you still got that massively raised, right? So you do want to make sure you're saving that for, when you don't need to stack anymore. So no continued stacking, unfortunately. Now, base effect, key 3, attack defense 259%, 90% chance to it. Wow, 90% chance to evade before attacking for 3 turns from his entry turn, 359% defense attack, and 259% defense, guaranteed crits, additional super attacks, and guards. From the 4th turn from his entry onward, effective against all types. Additional attack with a 70% chance to be a super and 70% chance to guard after the 4th turn. So again, really making sure that 1 turn active turn, right? When attacking, 259% attack, defense 159%. And when there's a Realm of God's enemy or Realm of God's ally attack the same turn, one's only recover 59% HP at the start of the turn. HP if HP is 50% or less, and reduce damage received by 30% within that turn. So very, very nice. So he's actually got 90% dodge plus guard plus damage reduction. That's pretty good. Okay, I kind of like what I'm seeing here. So that the big attack bonuses are really what's drawing me to this, because now you're kind of having a reason to go into Super Saiyan Goku, right, for that big attack bonus, right? Like before, it really didn't matter. He didn't really do anything extra when you didn't even do extra damage other than through the active skill. But it looks here now like you're actually going to do stuff when you go into Super Saiyan. So honestly, I really like that. He looks pretty good. All right, exciting stuff. So Phy God Goku, everybody, he was waited. He was long awaited. We knew this was coming, by the way, right? It was there aren't really any other God Gokus to EZA, and they already buffed Beerus's team, so we definitely knew this was coming here. So awesome stuff there. Really, really excited. So now with that said, let's talk about the upcoming content, because I know that's what everybody's excited for, right? So as we assumed, there is a Battle of Gods, Supreme Magnificent Battle, which means mostly super class enemies. I'm assuming we'll fight Vegeta, we'll fight God Goku, and maybe Beerus is probably the last fight, or maybe it's just the 2 fights here. They're only showing Vegeta and God Goku, right? So, I mean, I guess the number doesn't really matter, because as long as the fight is good, and it doesn't specify time limited here, so who knows? Maybe it'll stick around. If not, I mean, there are other events. This new God of a Destruction Revelation event looks interesting. Looks like we're getting awesome rewards for it, whatever that means, hopefully. Now, here's where things get interesting. Transcendent Transformation. So, if you guys remember during the during the Golden Week producer letter, they mentioned that they were going to be releasing alternate arts, and they said there would be multiple ways to get them, through summoning or through free-to-play means. So this looks like this is that free-to-play means to get it. I don't know why everybody freaked out about this, right? Like they straight up said, hey, there's going to be a free-to-play way to get this, but you can summon for it, but there'll also be a way to summon for it, and people just kind of flipped out. But looks like we'll still be able to get an alternate art. Now, who or what that alternate art is, we still don't know. We'll hopefully come to see soon. But seeing as they're showing a bunch of different forms for Goku, I mean, and it specifies 1 character here, I'm almost curious if the alternate art might be for the transforming AGL Goku, since they're showing multiple of Goku's forms here. Hard to say, right? We won't know until, we won't know until it happens, but we should be finding out here by the 18th, right? So by tomorrow, hopefully. And then, of course, we got new Festival of Battles missions. I wonder if it'll be a category mission this time. We've been getting type missions like the last few times. I'm wondering if we have enough to do a category mission. If they did, it's probably Realm of Gods. That would be the way to go. So since this is a celebration, I hope not. That would actually be kind of tough, but we'll see what it is. It might be just like to use the typings like Int, Fizz, and AGL, right? Which are the types of the God Goku, the Beerus, and the Fizz God Goku. So could be that, right? So really, really interesting stuff here. But that is not all, right? There is one more big announcement hidden within this announcement. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys. And it looks like we have the final update for, or maybe it's not final, who knows, but we have an update for Dokkan Frontier. New modes are coming, which are adding the Awakening for that tech Goku, as of course we did know he is awakening it to an LR. And to top it all off, he is awakening, he has a transformation into Super Saiyan Goku. Now I know this is a big disappointment for a lot of people, myself included, but he does look very interesting. So let's actually take a look here, because I do have his information here. So starting first off, right, he does have Planet Namek Saga, Key 3, attack defense 100%, plus an additional 80% for superclass characters, right? So he's a 180% lead for Planet Namek superclass. It's really interesting for free-to-play. I almost feel like we could see an EZA for him that would up this to the to just straight 200% for them. But nonetheless, let's take a look. So 18 key greatly raises attack defense for the turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, raises attack defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy. He has a passive skill, base effect key 3, attack defense 259%, key 1 per key sphere obtained, launches an additional super attack, and medium chance to perform a critical hit while reducing damage received by 30%. He gets defense 59% up to 159% and reduces damage received by 10% up to 30% per Namek Saga ally on the team. Attack and defense 200% with less HP remaining, right? So it's one of those, like the lower HP you get, the stronger he gets. And when attacking 200% and when receiving an attack, defense 200%. So very, very interesting here, right? Honestly, like, you know, this isn't bad for a free-to-play character. Like, just looking at what he's got here, this is honestly pretty good. We've seen worse free-to-play characters. Now, he does have 2 transformation conditions, right? One is his standard one, which is from the 6th turn from the start of battle. And then the other is in Frontier mode, right? Survival mode. Transforms when a character whose name includes Krillin is in the same group is lost, right? So you have to have a Krillin. That's so funny. You have to actually let Krillin die in Frontier to get the transformation. That is hilarious. But okay, all right. So that's the base Goku. Now looking at Super Saiyan Goku here. Right, so 12 key greatly raises attack and defense for the turn, causes ultimate colossal damage to the enemy, right? Massively raises attack and greatly raises defense while causing mega colossal on the 18 key. Base effect 259% attack defense and key 6, key 1 per key you obtain, additional super attack, and crit and damage reduction at 59%. Wow. All right. Attack defense up to 300%, less HP remaining. So still kind of got that going on. When attacking with 200%, when receiving an attack, defense 200%. Remember, this essentially doubles his defense when he gets hit. And for 5 turns, he gets attack defense 159%, launches an additional super attack when there's a Wicked Bloodline or Planet Namek enemy. And while in survival mode, he gets key 3, attack 59%, additional crit and damage reduction in 10% per lost character in the same group. So he gets stronger the more characters you lose in your team. That's interesting. I kind of like that. I like these Frontier mode. Honestly, like, I talked about this before in my channel update. I haven't really been able to touch Frontier mode. Hopefully I can get into it soon here. But it does look very interesting. So, yeah, I wanted to leave that for the end. A little surprise for you. Maybe we'll do a little more talking about it here in another video later this week. Let us know your guys' thoughts on it. But that's it for this video. That's everything we got in today's news drop. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know what do you guys think of the Phy God Goku EZA? And what do you guys think of the update to the Frontier with the LR Super Saiyan Goku? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching and aloha.